Welcome to today's deep dive. We are talking directly to you, the construction business owner.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, so today we are pulling from some really fantastic materials originally sourced for the Scaling Legends show.
Right. And we're combining that with insights from Smart Business Automator's Market Intelligence Report.
Exactly, because our mission today is pretty simple, honestly. We want to stop you from giving your expertise away for free.
It happens way too often.
All the time. So we're going to map out exactly how you can reclaim that wasted time and, fundamentally shift how you secure high profit projects.
And we should probably start with that one number from the research, right? The one that's it's incredibly tough to swallow.
Yeah, let's just rip the Band-Aid off.
Yeah.
Chasing unqualified leads could be draining over $100,000 annually from your business.
It's unbelievable.
Over $100,000. Just evaporating in lost productivity and missed opportunities.
Yeah, and that figure is a massive wake-up call. I mean, it represents a huge misallocation of resources.
Right.
So this deep dive is really about understanding that deficit. It's about shifting your entire operational posture. Yeah.
Transitioning from just being purely reactive.
Exactly, like jumping at every single phone call that comes into the office.
Yeah.
We want you to become a highly strategic business owner who actually controls their pipeline.
So before we even get into the mechanics of finding the right clients, we have to talk about the wrong ones.
The invisible leak.
Yeah, the invisible leak happening in your business right now because you're entertaining people you shouldn't be.
Precisely. We really need to examine the true cost of quote-unquote free estimating.
Let's break down the math on this.
Yeah.
Because the mechanics of it are staggering.
They really are.
Project managers and estimators are wasting 15 to 20 hours a week just chasing proposals that never close.
And think about what that actually looks like. It's not just sitting at a desk doing math.
No, it's driving across town in heavy traffic.
Right. Walking a messy site, pulling historical pricing, calling specialty trades for quotes.
All for a client who is going to completely ghost you.
Exactly. It's roughly 20% of their total working time just gone.
So for a $5 million business, taking on low-margin projects just to keep the crew busy means you are actively sacrificing the bandwidth you need for profitable work.
And boom, that is exactly how you arrive at that $100,000 opportunity cost.
But I want to pause here and push back a bit.
Okay, sure.
Because I know the reality on the ground for you listening. When you are trying to grow a construction business, saying no to potential work feels completely counterintuitive.
It feels terrifying.
Right. If you have an empty pipeline, taking on a shaky lead feels necessary. Isn't a small lead better than an empty pipeline?
I get that logic. I really do.
It feels like turning away a life raft just because it's not a luxury yacht,
That's a great analogy, but let's look at the opportunity cost reality. That life raft is actually an anchor.
Okay, an anchor. How so?
Because every hour your pop estimator spends on a low-margin, dead-end bid is an hour stolen from executing your existing projects flawlessly.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
The keep busy job just weighs down your growth potential. It eats up administrative time, it burns out your crew on super tight margins, and it steals your capacity to find high-value clients.
The clients who actually respect your pricing.
Exactly.
Which means when the right project finally does come along, your team is too bogged down in the mode of a bad project to even bid on it properly.
That's the trap.
So think about your last week. I mean, you, the business owner listening right now. How many hours did your team spend doing free estimating, essentially free consulting for clients who took your numbers, shopped them around to 3 other guys, and then went with the cheapest option?
It's a really painful audit to perform on your own operations.
Very painful.
But once you accept that you simply cannot say yes to everyone without bleeding money, the immediate question becomes pretty clear.
How do you stop the bleeding?
Right. How do you quickly identify the leads that are actually worth your team's valuable time?
Which brings us to the filter, the qualification sieve.
Yes.
Because you need a way to screen people and you have to do it fast.
It begins with establishing a rigorous, ideal client profile. An ICP.
An SEP.
This is the cornerstone of a proactive pipeline. You cannot filter out the bad leads if you don't have a crystalline definition of what a good one actually looks like.
And how do you make it that? Because it can't just be a gut feeling, right?
Yeah.
Like, oh, I like working with this kind of developer.
Absolutely not. It has to be entirely data-driven. According to Smart Business Automator's Market Intelligence Report, you analyze the common characteristics of your most profitable past projects.
So you're looking at hard numbers.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You look at the specific size of the build, the budget range, the scope of work.
Geographic location, maybe?
Yes, all of it. And when you identify those patterns and target new projects that match them, you can increase your profitability by 10 to 15%.
10 to 15%. That's huge.
It really is. You're using the historical data of your past successes to dictate what you accept in the future.
Okay, so you run the numbers. You realize your sweet spot is, say, commercial fit-outs between $500,000 and $2 million in a specific 3-county radius.
Perfect. You have your golden profile.
But how do you apply that filter when the phone actually rings?
Well, there's a tactic called the 3-minute pre-qualification call.
Okay, the 3-minute rule.
Right. The goal is to filter out 70% of unsuitable leads right out of the gate in just 3 minutes.
See, I'm looking at this 3-minute rule, and honestly, it makes me nervous.
Why is that?
If I call a contractor to renovate my commercial space, and within 60 seconds they are interrogating me about my budget and timeline, I'm probably hanging up.
Right.
How does a business owner execute this without sounding dismissive or like completely alienating the local market?
That is the exact friction point most owners face. But it fundamentally misunderstands the psychology of the interaction.
Okay, explain that.
The 3-minute filter is not an interrogation. It's a professional triage.
Triage.
Yes. You're asking highly specific questions regarding budget and timeline immediately. Like, we typically work with budgets starting at X for this type of square footage. Does that align with your expectations?
I see.
Or when are you expecting to break ground? Because we are currently scheduling 6 months out.
So you are bringing the ultimate deal breakers right to the front of the conversation.
Exactly. And psychologically, when you do this, you position yourself as a busy professional whose time is extremely valuable.
Which counterintuitively makes them want you more.
Yes. Being selective doesn't make you look rude. It actually increases your perceived authority.
It signals that you're an established entity, you know what your services cost, and you don't waste anyone's time.
Including theirs.
It flips the traditional model entirely on its head. You aren't hunting for work anymore.
No.
You're auditioning clients.
That is the exact mindset shift you need.
Okay, so let's talk about the prospect who actually passes that 3-minute test.
The ones who survive the filter.
Right. They have the budget. The timeline makes sense. They fit your ICP perfectly. They enter the detailed estimating phase.
Which is where things usually go wrong again.
Exactly.
Yeah.
How do you prevent this next step from becoming another massive, uncompensated time sink? Because writing a detailed estimate takes way more than 3 minutes.
This is where you implement the paid discovery session model.
Meaning?
Meaning you start charging for the estimate.
Okay, so charging a nominal fee, usually somewhere between $250 to $500 for an initial consultation or detailed estimate.
Exactly.
Let's pause right here, because I know a lot of construction owners listening right now are tensing up.
Oh, I'm sure they are.
The idea of looking a prospect in the eye and asking for $500 just to hear a number feels like a restaurant charging a cover fee just to look at the menu.
Right.
Won't clients immediately walk away? Especially when the guy down the street is doing it for free.
Yes. The wrong clients will walk away immediately.
And that's okay.
That is exactly the point. The fee is a mechanism of the filter. The guy down the street doing it for free is operating on a bid-to-win mentality.
He's throwing numbers at the wall, hoping to be the cheapest.
And he's bleeding cash in uncompensated hours to do it. You need a mindset shift to a value-based pricing model.
Value-based pricing.
Yes.
Wow.
This leads to 10 to 15% higher profit margins on qualified projects. You aren't a diner handing out a free menu. You are an expert consultant diagnosing a complex structural reality.
Like a medical specialist.
Exactly. You wouldn't expect a surgeon to spend 4 hours diagnosing a complex issue for free just to win your business.
No,
Well,
of course not. So the fee covers the cost of your expert time. But more importantly, it transforms you from a commodity bidder into a paid consultant.
precisely.
Wow.
It ensures you are only dealing with serious inquiries. If someone is going to balk at a few $100s for an expert estimate on a $500,000 build,
Oh, man.
how do you think they're going to react to a legitimate $10,000 change order halfway through the project?
They're going to fight you on every single nail and screw.
Exactly. You are identifying the headache before it becomes a legally binding contract.
That makes total sense. Okay, let's fast forward a bit. You've implemented the 3-minute filter.
Yeah.
You have a profitable paid discovery model. You are systematically securing these high-value projects.
You're doing great.
But here's the trap. As you secure these projects, how do you manage the growth without drowning your team in administrative chaos?
That is the crucial transition, moving from strategic qualification to operational automation.
Because bigger builds mean exponentially more paperwork.
Right. If your revenue doubles, your paperwork shouldn't double your payroll.
So how do we automate for scale? Let's start with the pipeline itself. You can build referral networks with architects, engineers, and developers.
Which is huge. That can reduce lead generation costs by up to 30%.
30%. That's incredible. And then what about automated nurturing sequences?
Yeah, so for the leads that are maybe warm but not quite ready to pull the trigger.
Like they're waiting on financing or something.
Exactly. You set up automated email sequences to keep them engaged without your sales team manually calling them every week.
Just working in the background.
Right, and that can convert an additional 5 to 8% of prospects over time.
Okay, but to make that work efficiently, you need the right infrastructure.
You really do. And according to Smart Business Automator's Market Intelligence report, integrating your CRM, your customer relationship management software with market intelligence tools is essential here.
So the system can actively score your leads based on profitability, potential, and alignment with your ideal client profile.
Exactly. It completely removes the emotion and relies on the data.
But the automation doesn't stop at lead generation, does it?
Not at all. This is where it gets truly fascinating.
Yeah, let's talk about how AI technology scales operations. Because the administrative burden in construction, the photos, the plans, permits, submittals, it's legendary for burying project managers.
Oh, it's a nightmare. So first, you have an AI project assistant.
Okay, what does that do?
It automatically tags and categorizes all those photos, plans, permits, and daily reports. We call it Smart Document Organization.
So it's not just a digital filing cabinet.
No, it actually reads the context.
No.
Then there's document intelligence.
Which means?
It extracts crucial details from specs and drawings, and it can take a rambling voice-to-text field report from a superintendent.
Yeah, the classic truck monologue.
Exactly, and it turns it into a clear daily log and a meeting summary, automatically.
That is amazing. Takes the load entirely off the field, guys. What about RFIs? Requests for information can stall a project for days.
AI provides RFI assistance. It generates draft responses using historical project data.
Wow.
So instead of starting from a blank page, the PM just reviews a 90% complete draft.
And if they just need a quick answer.
Natural language smart search. You literally just type a question across all your project files, and it finds the exact spec paragraph you need.
It's like having a superhuman project manager with a photographic memory who never sleeps, instantly cross-referencing every blueprint, email, and daily log.
That is the perfect way to describe it.
And it helps with risk too, right? Schedule risk detection.
Huge for risk. It spots bottlenecks before they happen. Combine that with budget and variance insights, and you are tracking cost movements early.
So you aren't waiting for the end of month accounting reconcile to realize you lost money on phase one.
Exactly. And when a client asks for a change order, the AI runs a change order impact analysis.
Evaluating the ripple effects on timelines and execution downstream.
Right. Plus, compliance and spec checking catches material gaps before they become expensive physical errors on site.
That is wild. And all of this connects to your existing software, right?
Yes, through API integrations. It connects directly with your existing accounting and ERP software.
So no more double data entry.
Exactly. The why for the listener here is simple. By automating these workflows, you reduce manual coordination.
It gives leadership clear visibility into project health.
Right. So PMs can handle more jobs without being buried in admin work.
Okay, let's bring all of this home. The ultimate goal here is this. By filtering leads, charging for discovery, and automating your administrative burden, you empower your team.
You let them focus on actual project execution.
Exactly. And you reclaim over 20 wasted hours per week for strategic growth.
But I want to leave everyone with a final unmentioned concept to ponder.
Ooh, okay. What is it?
Well, if an AI can constantly monitor your schedules for risk and analyze change order impacts in real time, What happens when it starts recognizing hidden patterns in your daily logs?
Oh, wow.
Right. Could the historical data of your routine communications hold the secret to an entirely new friction-free construction business model you haven't even thought of yet?
Man, that is a provocative thought to leave off on. I love that.
It's definitely something to chew on.
Well, that is all the time we have for today. If you found today's conversation valuable, please subscribe, rate, and review the show. Share this with your team or colleagues in the industry, and be sure to visit smartbusinessautomator.com. Keep building smarter, and we will see you on the next Deep Dive.